This is the Cerulean Secret by James R. Eads. You might know that name because he also is the creator of the Prismavisions, Cosmovisions, the Green Glyphs collection, and so forth. Um, I'm very excited. So let's go ahead and crack her open. All right, here we go. Let's pull this out. And then we have some classic goodies here. So if you have ever bought from or backed anything from James R. Eads, these two kind of come standard in the boxes. They're just normal business cards. Put them off to the side here. And then this is a little printout of the Cerulean sequence. It says, "Thank you for finding us at the edge of the universe. If anything seems amiss, please reach out." All right. So I'm so excited. Look at this. This is like an old school lunchbox. So I backed this. The deck is $50. Let me check real quick. Let me check everything. So the deck itself is a 60 card deck. I also backed an altar cloth, which is $25. The case itself is $20. Or at least that's how much I backed it for. So let me go ahead and open her up. Ooh, okay. Excited. There's a lot of goodies in here. Look at this little case. Okay, this is like a cute little like velveteen case here. I don't know what I'm gonna put in it yet. Maybe it's for the dice? I'm not sure. Here's the altar cloth. And the actual star of the show. Let me move some things around and make some space for you guys. All right, let's look at the altar cloth real quick. This is very large. You can see it takes up a lot of space. The Cerulean sequence is a numerology set. So you can see that the altar cloth follows that suit. Where does the number start on this? Oh, okay. So it's just a sequence going around of 0 through 9. So it's base 10. Um, and then here on the front we have, oh, that's so cool. Okay, on the front we have essentially the same thing, which is funny though because it starts with 1 and ends in 0. I kind of wish like it had started with 0 and ended with 9 to match the numbers around. And the reason I say that is because it does start with 0. 0 is the first one in the line in every single corner. So that would have been just a, small little touch of detail, but very unnecessary of me to point out. And then we have the cerulean, like this galaxy symbol on the back. This altar cloth feels really nice. It looks like bandana material, but it's very thick. And what's weird is it's very thick, but it doesn't seem to hold like the folds in like great detail like some other altar cloths do. Let's see. I think this is the coin. Yes. So I love myself. Whoops. I love myself some yes, no coins. So here we have one side, which looks kind of like a floating flower person. That is our yes side. And then we have our no side, and it looks like they have fallen and they are getting maybe rained on. Not sure. But I love this coin. It's a lot lighter than I would have expected. Out of a lot of the coins that I've gotten, it's probably one of the lighter ones. Nothing inherently good or bad about that, but so we kind of already talked about this. It's a lovely pouch. The inside and outside's this lovely like velveteen material, and it has this sort of geometric print on the front. And then here, these were all add-ons, I believe. Here we have the dice. Oh, I'm so excited about these. Okay, these are D10. Yeah, D10. 0 through 9, just like the Cerulean, just like the altar cloth was. These are nice and heavy. They make a nice sound. Hopefully you guys heard that. Okay, let me open this and I'll be right back. All right, there's a lot of wrapping to be held. So let me go ahead and unwrap some more stuff and then we'll look at everything. We'll look at everything all together. I got everything open. It took a lot longer than I expected, but this is the actual box set. This is the deck. It comes with this really cool notebook. I will say it's super hard to get this out, even without the wrapping on it. I think it might loosen up over time. So let's go ahead, look at the notebook, and then we'll come back to the deck. This shouldn't take very long. So, I feel like I didn't explain it very well in the beginning, but the Cerulean sequence, it's a numerology oracle. So this notebook has a table of contents, and then I said it's a notebook. It's actually the guidebook. I'm getting too excited. Sorry. So the table of contents goes through the origin, the numbers, number overview, numbers to letters, number, letter, key, your name, soul number, soul numbers, reading with the cards, sense of time, spreads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0, and then blank slate game, further reading, and about the author. So this was like based off of his sketchbooks in creating this, and I just think that's so cool. So obviously I'm not going to go through all of it and just kind of do a quick flip through of this. But it shows how to convert your name into numerology. This is the letter to number key. We go into like reading the cards, and then it talks about the different numbers here. Ah, so cool. Oh, hold on. Now this book has a little bookmark here. It very much feels like a bullet journal. I will say because it feels more like a bullet journal, it will take some getting used to, because as I'm flipping through, it's not inherently clear what everything is. So, for example, right, so we have a few pages of ones, and I wasn't expecting that. I thought it was just going to go through the numbers. And then it has two here. This is the 2 cover page. And then it does the same thing again, and then goes into the 3 cover page. So it's just taking some time. This book I could see how it might be overwhelming to some people. Let me go find the spreads, actually. Let me find the spreads. So this page that I kind of thought were the number overviews is actually the spreads. So we have 1 card, 2 card, 3 card. 3 is vision, so beginning, middle, end. There's 1 spread for each of the numbers. So if you say, for example, like I like to do a lot of 3 card spreads. Sometimes I like to do 5 card spreads. If those are your preferences, you really only get 1 option. So that's the downside. But the upside is you get a spread for each number. So if you were deciding to go through this more so in a numerology like work way, you can actually do a spread for each of those numbers, which obviously I very much appreciate. But yeah, I really like that. So let's look at one of the cover pages. We'll look at the number one. Um, it says one is about the beginning. It is individuality and mm, determination. It is the leader and usher in all numbers. This is the self, God, the one, um, the beginning, gifts. It could represent a year in timing, or it could be now. And it also relates it to different tarot cards. So we have the Magician and the Sun, it looks like. And then it has quite a few other like prompts as you go along. And if you notice, I don't know if you guys have ever seen my handwriting in videos. Maybe if you've seen my RPG video, you see me writing some stuff down. I have a hard time reading other people's handwriting sometimes. So that's one of the downsides to this book. But hey, I bought it knowing that, so your girl's gonna use it. Okay, so we spent enough time on the book. Let's get into the star of the show, the actual deck. So the deck comes in, it's boxception. If you've seen my running press videos, this shouldn't be unfamiliar. It's basically a tucked box inside a larger box. I'm not a fan of tuck boxes, guys, but I will say I appreciate tuck boxes that have this little like cutout here. So you can see how the top of the box stops here, but it slits down just a little bit. So it allows you to get your hands inside the box and pull out instead of like ripping this. Because once you start a rip, the rip is never going to end, especially with tuck boxes. The tuck box has this like rose petal finish. So I hope that means it will last a little longer than like the uncoated boxes you would get like with say playing cards. Because what ends up happening is over time the oils in your hands and stuff degrade the box. It's really what that and like trying to pull the cards in and out is really the two things that tear up tuck boxes. So I'm hoping that makes this one last longer. I tend to be more gentler with my boxes than I am the cards. So I have had tuck boxes fall apart on me, but uh, hopefully this one doesn't do that. Okay, guys, let's get into the flip through and then we'll talk about the cards. The cards are also the same rose petal finish as the box. If you've never worked with a rose petal finish deck, they can be really tacky. It makes getting a good shuffle in the cards really difficult, and you need to make like a concerted effort for that initial shuffle. Or if you're the type of person that likes to reorder their cards regularly, that will make getting a true shuffle much more difficult. So the backs are not reversible, but the center is centered just enough that you would have to be paying very close attention that these are different. So you can see here the pattern is not the same, but I'm sure just glancing at it, you guys couldn't even tell. The edges have this matte finish edging, which actually is really marginally surprising for James R. Eads. His decks tend to have regular gilding, like shiny gilding. The green glyphs, I think, had like it wasn't a matte gilding, but it was like a satin soft gloss gilding, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but it wasn't matte. It wasn't like this. This blue is quite lovely. Obviously, everything is blue, right? I mean, it's the Cerulean sequence, but let's go ahead and get a shuffle going. Despite it being rose petal finish, it does have a good shuffleability right off the bat. So I don't think breaking it in is going to be as much of a chore as some of the other rose petal finish decks that I have. Let's do a quick riffle shuffle. So I think these will shuffle really well. Oop, that one was on me. It did have a really good bridge. Let's try that again. I am apparently struggling here. It doesn't have as fast of a shuffle because of that finish on the cards, but it does it very well. They smell good too. Oh gosh, if you last watched a few of my other videos, I'm apparently a book and a card sniffer. So the cardstock is a little on the thin side, surprisingly so considering James's cardstock traditionally. These also seem like they're slightly taller than tarot size, but they are considered a tarot size deck, so they're probably within what I would call average. They just seem a little narrow and tall, or it could just be that they're a bit narrow, so they appear taller. But ultimately, I really enjoy this. I have to say, I have no idea what I am going to pair this with, you guys. Please let me know. Maybe I won't. I'm honestly a little intimidated to start using this. Numerology is something that I have always tried to get into in regard to my practice, but I admit I do it specifically in the realm of just tarot, so I'm a little intimidated to get started. So put some well wishes in the comments for me, guys. Let me know how you like to use numerology, what helped you in your journey on learning and improving on using or utilizing numerology in your practice. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, enjoyed this unboxing. If you did, make sure you like this video, hit that subscribe button and that notification button so you don't miss out on future content. Bye, guys.